Hey, this is Matt. Welcome to Unbearable 73. Now we're going to react to top fives, a video from top fives, ghost videos that will send a chill down your spine. It's about a year old. It's one of his I haven't seen before. I've seen probably half of the content these guys put out. So now I'm looking for stuff I haven't seen by them so I can do some reactions for you guys. Let's get into it. Let's get on.
The possibility of the existence of ghosts has long been...
I think he has the best voice for all this stuff.
In fact, possibly the earliest written account of a spectral visitation can be found in a letter Pliny the Younger wrote nearly 2,000 years ago to his friend the Roman senator Lucius Sura. This missive details how a Greek philosopher named Athenodorus reputedly encountered the ghost of a man, his hands and ankles bound in chains, whilst residing at a house in Athens. One night, the spectre beckoned Athenodorus outside and led him to a spot in the courtyard, at which the spirit abruptly vanished. The next day, Athenodorus instructed for the ground in this area to be excavated, and in the earth a man's skeleton, wrapped in chains, was discovered. After receiving a proper burial, the apparition was never seen again. Our fascination with the paranormal remains feverishly high, with thousands of videos, photographs, and alleged audio recordings of spirits available online. In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 eerie instances where ghosts have reportedly been caught on camera. Close your eyes and imagine it's Halloween night. You've been out the entire evening, and whether it's been spent trick-or-treating with friends...
We're going to do a little bit of skips in these.
Odds are you're... Phantom of Child. A couple's home security camera footage kindled intense international interest after featuring in several newspapers, broadcasts, and a variety of publications. Joey Nolan of Long Island, New York, noticed an outline moving through his living room when reviewing his Nest camera, recording from August 8, 2019. Positioned centrally, overlooking the room and the staircase, the camera picked up what seems to be an obscure, misty shape moving in the kitchen, and near to the stairs at 12:54 a.m. Upon closer inspection, Joey and his wife noticed it looked very much like a ghostly figure walking between the rooms. There is also a smaller form lower to the ground moving behind it. Take a look.
There's a cat or a dog? I guess they mean this stuff here.
The couple posted the video online and inquired what their viewers thought of this odd phenomenon. Numerous responses included that it resembled the spirit of a child playing with its ghostly pet doll. Given how the shapes appear and move, it is easy to see why people have drawn this conclusion. The figure does seem to stride purposefully towards the stairs, leading down to the lower level of the property, whilst the smaller apparition looks like it's scampering playfully by the staircase. Happily, the motion of a spirit being present in their house doesn't daunt the couple, who have a young daughter. Speaking to one publication, Joey declared that, "We're comfortable about being home alone. At first it was kind of sketchy, but we've attempted to open a line of communication, just in case it is a spirit. We have an our house is your house kind of approach to the situation, as long as it stays pleasant. We're not trying to involve the church." Though sensibly, Joey did add that should any disturbing events occur, the family would certainly leave the property.
That was like a glitch to me, not like a graphical artifact.
It's not uncommon for long-abandoned, derelict hospitals to become the focus of paranormal speculation. There is something...
I'll tell you, I worked in a hospital. Like, we're in the new building now since 2004, but I worked there for 2 years before in the old building, and the whole parts were closed down and dilapidated and locked off. But you occasionally went into them, you know? Like, there was that floor full of sawdust, like, in the D building, sub-basement. There was 5 or 6 floors that maintenance had, and the 3rd floor or the 4th floor was just full of sawdust, like waist high full of sawdust. That's all that was there. Like, I even asked them, like, what's all the sawdust for? And they were like, you know, we just store it there rather than, it's cheaper than disposing of it. And I'm like, yeah, it's a fire hydrant. The building made of solid brick. It'll contain it. But, and that's stupid, creepy, but you go to some of these floors that, like, you hear dripping water, and you'd see, like like gunk on the wall, that mold or whatever. And a hospital can be a very creepy place, especially an old dilapidated one. Conversely, there were some beautiful parts when you can see the old granite and marble work and woodwork that was like under all the sheetrock they had covered over was under there.
Just opened its doors in 1965 is one such institute where patients, staff and visitors have claimed to experience inexplicable events and sightings. One
big tree
incident was documented by videographer and paranormal enthusiast Daniel Hobbit, who was alerted to unusual goings-on in the Granada Hills facility by a friend, Andy, who was an inpatient at the hospital in 1988. The reports of orbs, ghostly figures, and unexplained phenomena piqued enough interest to feature on a documentary aired in 2007 about hauntings in California. Also featured was the unusual footage obtained by Daniel during his 88 visit. After learning about a supply closet that many staff members were hesitant to go near due to objects moving and the sensation of an unseen presence, he left a camera running in the locked room which picked up this image. Take a look.
Extensive computer enhancement by Steve Neal, an accomplished visual effects.
If you have to enhance something extensively, especially back then with that's like Windows 3.1 or whatever.
Possibility that this man has actually captured a poltergeist.
This is like from the TV show Sightings or something.
He meant to do that. I don't think he knew what he was going to find when he put that camera inside the closet. I don't think he expected to find this.
Steve spent several days subjecting Daniel's footage to a rigorous series of tests, utilizing state-of-the-art image enhancement software. Since the original image appeared dark on tape, Neal successfully improved the luminance ratio of the image, allowing us to see the face with even better resolution than before.
Now here's the footage. You can see the face clearly. This has been enhanced, color dropped out. You'll see how the image fades away. And then very slowly but surely it starts to reappear, but not everywhere at once. It starts to appear here at the head, goes away again, comes back, and then you can actually see the torso appear down here.
Yeah, no, too much. If you have to work that hard to enhance to see it.
Became even more startled when upon analysis he noticed that the face changed shape from frame to frame.
There you can see pretty much a very fuzzy but very normally distributed human face. And in one frame, it goes to something that looks much more appearance-wise like some kind of monster or skull with these big, roundish, dark orbits to the eyes. The nose actually appears to be shorter. There seems to be some kind of frown in here and a mouth here. The cheekbone shape has even changed. And if you notice that the jowls have diminished, and you're just starting to see down here the hint of some kind of body. I'm going to go back to the previous frame again, and you'll see. I mean, it's like it's almost as though it's two different images entirely.
Of course, this could be attributed to pareidolia or some fault within the tape or equipment. But surely this would have been considered by the video effects professionals handling the tape. This enhancement of the recording certainly reveals what looks like both a distinctly human.
If you have to enhance something that much, no.
Inhumane face. Taking the statements about the cupboard being locked at face value, the manifestation.
Now, I should understand, just the fact that we're looking at this on a modern video card and computer monitor, it's actually altering it.
Community hospital. Given the significant improvements in technology, it would be fascinating to revisit this location. Sadly, the hospital closed in 2003 and was later demolished. The Valley Academy of Arts and Sciences now stands on the site, and as far as we know, there have been no reports of any mysterious activity in the vicinity of this new building.
Time for the next one.
Ghost Monk of St. Mary's Guildhall. Built between 1340 and 42, though extensively revised and expanded in 1460, St. Mary's Guildhall in Coventry stands on part of the site that was formerly home to the city's castle and adjacent to where the Benedictine Priory was founded in 1043 by Earl Leofric of Mercia and his wife, Lady Godiva. The Guildhall has served a wide variety of purposes over the years.
I tell you, as primitive as they were compared to us, they really put some work into these buildings.
Treasury, a theatre at which Shakespeare performed.
I've seen
3 months between 1560
buildings that are like $100 million or
was the
more
location
that don't look as
of
good as some of these old
the
handcrafted single-story
Queen
buildings.
Elizabeth I. With its rich, long-standing history, it's a small wonder that numerous ghost sightings have been reported at St. Mary's. Strange lights, a lady in grey, a young girl in a blue dress, and the figure of a monk being the most common.
Come
It is
on.
the latter who seems to have made an
Top
appearance
fives, let's
that
get
was
to it.
immortalised in a photograph 36 years ago. On January 22nd, 1985, the Coventry Freemen were holding a dinner at St. Mary's. Wishing to capture an image of the members at prayer, a photographer
Sorry for being tired, guys.
for a long
'Cause it's actually kind of late where I am.
in the hall. After the photo was developed,
I'm just trying to stay up late enough so I
looked
get back on my work cycle after the holiday
robed
weekend.
in hooded form can be seen, hands clasped to his front.
Old cameras.
Standing near the hall's large
You
tapestry.
gotta remember when cameras had film. It's Chewbacca!
What do you think of that?
It's
This
Chewbacca!
form wasn't
What a
known to the
Wookiee!
photographer at the time, and none of the attendees that evening wore such a garment. Nor do they recall seeing an unrecognizable guest or figure close by.
Look, there's Leia getting ready to present the
When
award.
the Guildhall was built near a former monastery, in conjunction with the account of a monk being seen within the premises, it's impossible to ignore the notion that this is indeed the phantom monk who wanders St. Mary's Guildhall. As far as we're aware, no more earthly, definite...
It actually kind of looks like a really fat version of the merman from
What do you make of it?
the creature from the Black Lagoon. Well, merman.
Moored at Patriots Point in Charleston County since 1975, the USS Yorktown has a varied and interesting history. Launched in 1943 and renamed from Bonhomme Richard in honor of the USS Yorktown, destroyed during the Battle of Midway.
It's a lot of...
Carrier in World War II.
That was a horrible battle.
After undergoing modernization, the Yorktown also participated in both the Korean and Vietnam Wars. Recovered the crew and capture of the Apollo 8, and even featured in films such as Tora, 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 and
It's a good movie.
Experiment. Somewhat miraculously, the USS Yorktown was only hit once during her service in World War II. On March 18, 1945, after launching airstrikes at Kyushu, the vessel was struck by a 550-pound explosive dropped by a Japanese dive bomber, resulting in the death of 5 crewmen. Now a National Historic Landmark, the ship is a museum, frequented by visitors eager to learn of its past. However, some of those who have stepped aboard have experienced sights, sounds, and sensations.
Yeah, it is not worth scrapping these ships. I mean, you put all those millions and millions of tons of metal into them, and unless you could recycle them, but you can just leave them as is and make money as tourists, you know?
Mystified staff for years. This photo does seem to depict an uncanny resemblance to the figure of a man dressed in 1940s aircrew attire. The fact that staff on the USS Yorktown have tried to reproduce this photograph without any success is certainly
I
thought-provoking.
think they're reaching for that one.
The ship has gained such a reputation for its supernatural incidents that ghost tours regularly take place on it.
I'll admit, I like the creepy videos where stuff happens, like, you know, people investigating and things go around.
Television shows what he captured when he spent the night on board. With a laser pointer placed in one corridor to highlight movement, alongside an unknown camera, a dark form is seen moving down the passage. Take a look.
When we were done the next morning, I was actually a little disappointed because I was hoping to see a ghost. I was hoping to have some kind of experience, and I was a little disappointed. I came back and I downloaded all of my photographs that I took that night into the computer, and I started going through the photographs. And I realized 2 of the photos were kind of interesting. I wanted to take a photo of the hallway that had the laser grid shining on the walls. When I came back to ETV and was looking at those 2 still photos, I noticed in the second photo, you could see the back wall at the end of the hallway. The laser lights lit the back wall. The first photo, you couldn't. It was like there was a black mass over it.
Now those, the Kinect, you know, the laser thingies that Microsoft came up with, supernatural investigators use them all the time now. Those have some fascinating results when they run them, and you can see them hitting off something in the room, but there's nothing there.
Are perfectly still, but a few of those laser lights in the black mass are moving. Okay, wait a minute.
Crew have also reported doors slamming, strange noises, and even experienced unseen entities grabbing hold of audio equipment. Could this be the spirits of those lost on board the USS Yorktown, making their presence felt? For those of a bold and curious disposition, the museum offers the chance to camp overnight. We'd be fascinated to hear from anyone who has done so and witnessed any paranormal activity in person.
Number 1.
The Ghosts of Carmel, Maine. Now, you
This
may
sounds
have seen
familiar.
some of the images shown here on other YouTube channels.
Oh, it's got to be their
as the
web
content
channel,
uploaded
yeah.
by Kent Burris on his
I've probably
YouTube
seen something on their web
Ghosts of
channel.
Carmel, Maine is both terrifying and extraordinary, resulting in many of his videos being reposted and discussed extensively online. Kent and his family moved into Lamb House in Carmel, Maine in 2014. It didn't take long for the unnerving occurrences to occur within their new home, which Kent started documenting, leading to the creation of his channel. The first entry, or anomaly, as Kent chooses to describe them, witnessed and captured on film, is a strange dark shape whose form alters as it flits against the light of a bedroom window. Understandably,
Wow.
Kent's reaction registers both shock and fear upon seeing this manifestation. Take a look.
With this being the first anomaly that I
Oh, we've seen this guy. We've seen this guy 2 videos ago on some other channel.
Whatever this was in the window, its arm was moving up and down really fast.
So it's a different
as if
angle.
It was waiting for me to leave the room. This was quite startling. After viewing the recordings, what really got my attention, it looked like a child was hanging off the front of this anomaly. I knew I've seen this child somewhere before. I went through my fire pictures, and what I found was an apparition of a child standing outside the front porch window, just looking at me. And they looked like the same
So this is another piece of the puzzle for that one.
Seemingly the same dark mass appears yet again, this time venturing from the window and into the room.
It's interesting how these guys take the same videos and edit them differently to show you different aspects of it.
Went under the bed. After I viewed the video from this encounter, what I saw in the video looked nothing like what I saw in real time. In real time, it looked like another small shadow apparition sitting in the window. I've captured it 2 times before. One of the captures actually looked like a small apparition jumping from the window.
However, it's the apparition dubbed Shadow Dude that is perhaps the most often discussed, and who appears frequently, takes a stronger, more definite form, and moves into a closer proximity to Kent than the other entities do.
That almost like a cat,
Look at this.
jumping in.
Adam's coming over tonight. We're going to do a complete walkthrough. You guys say something or do something. Oh my.
That would be a little bit of a shocker. Nope, nope, nope. Get out of there.
I viewed this recording closely, and once again I noticed this apparition has a gray face and a head. I don't believe
Sounds like
it's a
Peter
shadow
Cushing.
apparition at this point. However, I don't know if this is shadow either. At this point, I have no idea what kind of spirit I'm dealing with here.
These are just a few examples of unsettling footage caught by Kent, and his channel supports and supplements his findings with EVP recordings and findings from visiting paranormal investigators who experience the phenomenon of Lamb House for themselves. Due to the sights and sounds he has witnessed whilst residing at the property, Kent, who once proclaimed himself a skeptic regarding the paranormal, has become a firm believer in it. As he does not monetize his videos, it's hard to discern what the purpose would be of falsifying his accounts
Okay,
and manipulating the material he posts.
So we're done there.
See you in
So what do you guys think? I thought the most interesting discovery was the fact that 2 like top 5s and chills took the same, or King Frost or one of them took the same video, like guy's channel, even the same images, and showed different aspects of it. That was pretty interesting. I just wish when they would film this stuff, they would, get a higher quality camera with higher FPS, But anyway, my name is Matt. This has been a reaction from my UNBEARABLE 73. Have a nice day, and I am out of here.